Oh, I have a splitting headache. Where the heck am I? Hey everybody, Grego Fabulous here, and for those of you with a keen eye, you can tell that I am in the Narc lair. That's right, not another retro channel. So we finally did it, we got together, and I'm a little out of my element. I don't have a script, I don't really know where this is going to go in my video library. I don't even know if I'm going to be making a video anytime soon. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to do videos anymore. Anyways, this is going great. As you can tell, I am an amazing public speaker. I'm avoiding eye contact with the camera. Things are going really well. This is the end of our journey. Snark is out with the kids, gonna take them out to school. Then we're gonna go for a last hurrah. But I figure while he's away, the Greco will play. Let's see what else I can take home with me. Alright guys, so Craig's not here. He's out dropping the kids off at school, so I figure I might as well take advantage of the situation, do a little garage hunting. Oh man, if I could only find the light switch. Don't mind if I do. Aw, you just got wrecked. I'm a worse house guest than Sinbad.
A little healthy competition might be good for her. It'll keep her on her toes, right? Derek, what's your diet?
I have weaknesses. I'm trying to find them. I'm trying to get the best of me. Please don't judge me for me.
Hey everybody, Greco Fabulous here, and this video is going to be like the drip pan for everything that was left over from my Texas toy adventure with Narc and Ed's Retro Geek Out. You know, kind of like how Wendy's makes their chili with the leftover meat scraps? That's what you're going to get. My meat scraps. Just like the dogs you are. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So here's everything I got that didn't come from a convention or was shown in a You know, this should be like The Purge. No 911 calls when I'm trying to film a video. So here's everything else I got that wasn't from a convention or featured in a previous video.
How did they get the colors to come out?
Right damn there, Blue Angels. Alright, so let's start with the gifts. So Ed, obviously being Belgian, brought me some Belgian chocolates. Those are not showing up in this video because they've been long gone. But he did bring some other non-edibles. Here is a power token. Obviously that's He-Man, Masters of the Universe. And it's funny because this originally came from the United States, somehow found its way into Belgium, and he brought it back home. Makes a cool sound when you flip it. When I want to do some life and death kind of situations a la Two-Faced. Oh god, I lost it. Anyways, I'll find that eventually. But then he also gave this pack of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cards, unopened. 9 movie cards and 1 sticker. A little upset there's no bubblegum in here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. What's the, here, quick, leave in the comments below. How long do I have to hold on to this before I can get rid of it? Huh? Anybody? I don't want to be rude. And then finally, because I am a one-trick pony, he brought over a Generation 1, I'm going to say Slag Dinobot? I always get the Dinobots mixed up because I am a total fraud when it comes to Transformers. But here he is, a great-looking Dinobot. He is missing this part right here, as you can see. So Ed probably got this for like €1 and was like, oh yeah, it's a thought that counts. Not when it's me, Ed. Anyways, he said this is the European version, so that's really cool because I already have the US version, and that probably means that I can get more money for it over here in the States. I'm curious though. I'm gonna transform this guy and see what he has for trademarks, if it looks any different. All right, I found it. Let's see what the verdict is here. I don't know if it's gonna focus enough. It says Hasbro. Oh, it's upside down. That's why it's hard to read. Hasbro Takara 1980-84 Japan. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing here that I think stands out as a European version. So, Ed, you have some splaining to do. No, I'm actually curious if there's something about this that actually makes it a European version, or you're just assuming that since you found it in Europe, it must be the European version. Let me know. I mean, we know that argument doesn't really hold water. I mean, you found that He-Man coin in Europe, but that doesn't make it European, now does it, Ed? So then Narc, in addition to offering up his home, a roof over our head, shelter, a couple, dinners here and there, we also kind of raided his stash, and some things that caught my eye were this Phantasy Star 4 box, Sega Genesis game, all-time classic, one of my favorite RPGs, something that I definitely want to get in my video game collection, my limited collection, because it has sentimental value to me. But he had just an extra case laying around, as well as the manual. And following with the Phantasy Star theme, he had the Phantasy Star 2 instruction manual. I'm not sure if I have any other pieces of this. I used to own the game, obviously, but I think I sold it way back when on like used game trading zone. That's how old. I'm kind of dating myself. I don't even know if that website still exists, but it was like before eBay, and people would just like, I think, money ordered it up or sent cash, whatever they felt like doing. And I sold it at the time. So this is just going on its way to kind of repiecing that puzzle back together for me. So want to thank Narc for that. I mean, he obviously didn't have to get me anything. He got me plenty. I felt like a jerk because I didn't give him or come with anything. But I guess that's the risk you run when you don't really know what somebody needs and you kind of fake your friendship just to have a free hotel room, basically. But next year I'll do better. I am invited next year, right? Hold on, so Ed was just telling a story about how he's a total phony when he's on camera. So
I'm actually way nicer in person.
Yeah, something like that. I'm just filming because I'm failing as a YouTuber, as I usually do. But it's a lot when there's three of us in one space. I just feel like there's a lot of duplication.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, I mean, the story's going to be covered on somebody's channel, probably on theirs a lot quicker than mine, but here it is.
We'll be able to see this in 2021.
That's right. Stay tuned.
No.
mark your calendars. It's going to happen. Craig's driving.
Hi.
Yeah. Are you Craig or Narc?
The Craig Narc.
Craig Narc.
The Craig Narc.
Alright. Woo! Footage. Alright, so now let's move on to the yard sale. So the big splashes in Yard Sale City are going to be held for that super special episode that is being edited as we speak by Ed. So these are just kind of the leftovers that I don't think will make a feature appearance in that episode. And this is a little out of character for me, but it's just something that, again, caught my eye. I could throw a few bucks at it and maybe have it not be that big of a deal. But I got this copy of 2001: A Space Odyssey by Arthur Clarke. It obviously has some photos from the movie itself. I was like obsessed with 2001 in high school. That's not when I didn't go to high school when the movie came out. It was well before my time, but I just became obsessed with it. Like I used to leave it like on in the background, trying to figure out some deeper meaning in life, all the symbolism. And I would just let it run and basically fall asleep to it. I don't know, maybe I thought I would understand it more fuller through, osmosis or just having it be in my subconscious. Didn't work. I'm a dummy. I don't understand anything. But either way, one of my all-time favorite movies, like Stanley Kubrick. So I thought that was really neat to pick up So this, in addition to these guys, if you all remember Cliff Notes, they were like the, for those of us in high school that didn't like to read but wanted to pass our tests in English class, these were godsends for us. I was less of the hardcover Cliff Notes guy. I was more of a pinkmonkey.com, which is kind of in the same breadth. Just kind of gave you a summary of the key highlights, points, characters, things of what makes a story, so you can kind of fake it till you make it in school. Odyssey, obviously Greek mythology. I am Greek. I figured I would go with that. Great Gatsby, one of my all-time favorite books. Great American novel. I had a great English teacher who also happened to be a very attractive young woman, so obviously I paid attention, so that tugs at my heartstrings a little bit, so got that. And then Brave New World, I never revisited, but Brave New World, another one of those random sci-fi kind of dystopian future 1984 type of books that I randomly have interest in. So that's why I grabbed these guys, because of the nostalgia factor and because the literature they refer to actually means something to me, because they're one of the few books that I've read. So anyways, I got these at a yard sale for like 50 cents a piece, so $2 right there. And I'm pretty sure Craig gave me like $1 and change or 50 cents, so some people would be embarrassed by that. And then from the same yard sale, I picked up this board game. It's from the 80s. I've never played it before. I have no experience with it, but given my present company and our plans for the week, I thought it was oddly fitting. So for $1, figured I would give it a shot. Maybe we could plan a little family game night, do a little live stream. Unfortunately, that never came to fruition, and it was too big for me to kind of ship back. So now it's Craig's albatross, and if he doesn't have it there for the next time I'm over, I will be highly offended.
What you got?
Whole lot of Nintendo.
Nintendo?
Get some Nintendo.
It's got to be worth at least $200 right there.
$200.
Tell you what.
Look at that son of a Bammo. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Expansion pack?
Yeah.
Oh, moment of truth.
Womp womp womp.
So in addition to that, we also hit up a few retro stores, and despite my inner struggles when dealing with retro store prices, I did manage to grab a couple things. So one place that we stopped by a couple times was Retro Madness. It's a store that Craig used to own. So he has the ins there. It was really cool. The guys there were super nice, great personalities. They're the ones I worked at the trade with at Retropalooza. They let us in their back room. So I actually bought some stuff from the store that was not in the video. We have this little Micromaster G1 guy here. He's towards the end of the line when they came out with those little Micromaster teams. I don't know from memory who he's from, but he's definitely something I didn't have. And then in addition to him, I also picked up a Blaster's gun, which I don't have anymore because I actually paired it up with an extra blaster figure that I had and ended up selling it. This and the blaster gun, I think they gave it to me for $2 a piece each, which is super fair. So thank you, Retro Madness, for that. And then we hit up another spot called like Jaden's Toys, and there, a great selection there. But again, we're dealing with retail prices, so not much for me. But I did find one thing or a couple things that were in my price range, and this is another G1 Transformer. He's called Needle Nose. He is not complete. He is missing a little tail fin here, and I believe he is a Target Master, so he would have 2 robot gun guys here as well. But I think asking price was like $8, so I definitely grabbed him. And then in addition to that, one of the things that I almost missed completely, but luckily it's one of those things where like if you spend enough time in a retail shop, you're gonna find things that you totally missed. And what I ended up finding and wanted to grab just out of pure nostalgia was a few virtual pets. So I got this Gigapet Floppy Frog, And then I also picked up this Cyber Kitty Gigapet, but it's not the regular Cyber Kitty. Ugh, gross. It's not the regular Cyber Kitty. It has a KFC logo. So obviously there was some kind of promotional tie-in there. I'm not sure what the significance was. I'm assuming they were selling them in stores. I know KFC doesn't have like a Happy Meal, so they might have just sold it in the restaurants themselves if you wanted to get it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I might hold on to it for a little bit, but it definitely seems like it might be worth a flip if I lose interest in it, just because of the uniqueness of this and the tie-in. It's part of my dinner from yesterday. It's fried steak.
What is that?
So that's mashed potatoes on top, but that's fried steak. And then last but not least is I grabbed this, and I only grabbed this because I kind of took a picture of everything that was there and sent it over to my Instagram friend Vegemon, because she is, if you look at her Instagram feed, she has a long history and relationship with virtual pets. So I figured she would be kind of like my lifeline, my phone a friend. What am I looking at here? Because these were all priced at $5 a piece. And, from what I could see, they're pretty good deals if it's something you want. So this guy is kind of my wild card, my ace in the hold. So it's not very descript on here. It's not a Gigapet. It might be, it's by Trendmasters in the 90s. It might be a Nano Pet. I'm not sure. The wild card here is if this is the Panda, then this might be like a $60 virtual pet. So unfortunately, I didn't buy batteries in time for this video, but that's something where I'll do kind of like, maybe I'll do a follow-up to see if this is a super steal, because like I said, I got these for $5 a piece. And on top of that, Jaden's Toys did give us like a 10% like YouTuber discount, which is kind of sweet. So it ended up being a little bit better of a deal because of that. So I'll definitely do a follow-up on this, because that would be a really nice find, because there's not really that much hope that you're gonna get a flip out of a retail setting, but if it works out that way, that would be pretty sweet. So just something else another notch on my belt, another fairy tale to add to my lore. Nobody else can do it but me, with the help of other people. I stand on the shoulders of giants and crush them. Moving on. We just completed the first annual yard sale, Texas yard sale draft. I think we're still friends here. I'm super happy with what I came away with. If you can kind of see that, I'll take better shots. These guys did really well for themselves too. Glad it was very amicable. Because you never know how these things are going to turn out. You think people are your friends, and then there's, Nintendo 64 games in front of you. So, but everything went great. And last but certainly not least, literally it was my last day in Texas. Craig was bringing me around to some thrift shops in the area. And then all of a sudden at this one shop, I saw something that I've been gunning for a while now. I've seen it a few times. Never really lined up for me to purchase it because either the price was wrong or whatnot. And I knew it was one of those things that wasn't super in demand, so I don't want you to see my door, so I'm going to move the camera a little bit. You don't need to know what my life over here, okay? That's too... yeah. I just knew it was one of those things that it means more to me than probably most people, and if I'm patient enough, it's going to happen. And it did. So I'm super happy. I did struggle with it because it's a big boy. Like I said, it was my last day there. I had no idea how I was going to bring it back home with me. And, right before then, I just shipped myself back a package, and it cost me like $43, which was like more than I spent on everything that was in the box. So the thrifter hunter in me was kind of hurting, because it's like, oh, well, there goes like my great deal right there. But anyways, luckily Craig was able to convince me to grab it. We found a duffel bag to stuff it in. I was able to check it at the gate for free to bring it home with me. All this build up for a Sega Pico system. So for those of you that aren't familiar, Sega Pico is like an early learning console for kids. So if I open this guy up, so in here it comes with like a, you know, a 90s like stylus back in the day. It's dirty. I didn't clean this up. I'm sorry. It's not really whatever. I obviously you don't mean that much to me, and neither does this channel. But keep watching. So not only did I get the system, but I also got a ton of games. So hopefully here I have them all. I'll just do a little show and tell real quick. So we got a year at Pooh Center, Math Antics with 101 Dalmatians. You thought those guys were crazy before math. You should see them on it. Math, we're on it. Then we have Sesame Street, Alphabet Avenue, right there. Just gonna tuck that between my legs. Not my first time. This is a cool one. We got Echo Jr. What's he doing? And the Great Ocean Treasure Hunt. It's always cool when Sega uses some of their intellectual properties in a kids setting. Then we have the Muppets on the Go, Berenstain Bears, A School Day, The Magic School Bus, Crayola Create-A-World, Lion King Adventure at Pride Rock, Magic Crayons, Mickey's Blast into the Past, and last but not least, one game that I actually owned as a kid, Richard Scarry's Huckle and Lowly's Busiest Day Ever. So I bought this kind of untested, but the price was 20 bucks, so you can't beat it. Luckily, Craig convinced me not to leave it there, so I brought that with me. I also picked up this random Mario figure, which I don't know if I got footage of, for like $1, and a Small Soldiers figure, the Archer, the talking Archer. He wasn't complete, but I know Small Soldiers is pretty valuable. Not a line that I really care about, so I totally bought it for a flipping opportunity. Paid like $4 for it. But yeah, all that and a cheap duffel bag kind of ran me like 28 bucks total, I think, or maybe a little more than that. So I feel pretty happy. I think this is the feeling I'm feeling right now. Doesn't happen too often in my life, but I'm gonna plug this thing in and see if it works. Moment of truth time. Got the Pico set up. I got the Junior in. TV is on. Let's see if this bad boy happens. Jesus. Oh man. Turn off the camera. Alright, hold on. There's still hope. So I did confirm that I am using the right power supply, so my concerns of like clean up the set a little bit. Jeez. I live with dogs and kids, so it's hard to keep things clean. Anyways. Let me hide it a little bit. So I did confirm that the power supply is correct because I did see a little label on the back here, so I did not blow this thing away, thankfully. One thing I did notice is that there's specific markings on these guys. So I'm hoping I just had the audio and the video kind of mixed up. So let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed. Yeah! I'm an AV guy. I do this for a living. I think I have to turn the page. All right, let's see what I can do. Got my little Pico pen here. I'm moving it. I'm doing all this, which is affecting the screen. Let's have him interact with fishies. Oh, we just sent some sonar. Whoa. One. Two.
Three, 4.
Let's count the fish as we kill them. What else can you play here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I just impregnated that clam. Alright, I'm so happy this works. Now let's shove it in a closet to be forgotten forever.
He looks, jumps in the ground like, oh, look, he goes, oh man, it's Boston Mike, what's up, dude? You're on. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You got, man, people love you, dude. People love the Boston Mike.
I watched I watched all the guys' videos in the stream last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I feel pretty badass sitting in the stands with a fucking luchador mask on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to tell Craco when I come up there if he wants me to get him to come with me to Bill's.
Yeah, I'd definitely go. So that's pretty much everything. Outside of one super special episode that's going to be coming out on Ed's channel, I'm going to let him get to that whenever he has time. I'm definitely not one to pressure when it comes to timetables or release schedules. So just stay subscribed to him. Hit the little bell. If while you're at it, hit the bell for me too, because I would like people to watch my videos. So this is the sentimental part of the video. Like, this trip really had everything. I mean, we had yard sales, conventions, we were featured on a panel, we were pretty much wined and dined as YouTube celebrities.
Tornado hitting the Dallas, Texas area. There is significant damage. Video shows a tornado touching down in the northern suburbs of the city late last night. Homes and buildings are damaged, power lines are down. There are reports of gas leaks. Emergency crews are going door to door responding to injuries. So far, no reports of any deaths. At least 5 schools have been damaged and will be closed today.
Got to break that mold and break that barrier between myself and Narc and myself and Ed, as well as some of the other guys, which was really awesome because, you feel like you have these relationships with people, but you don't really know what they are or what you have till you meet them face to face. And I'm so happy that they did not disappoint. It really was an amazing trip. Hopefully I represented myself in a way that they can mirror these kind of feelings that I'm having. I'm all smiles here. It was just a really great time. Football, Blue Angels, Twin Peaks, boobies, and it was all served up battered and deep fried. I'm not exaggerating in the least bit when I say that this trip was one of the most memorable and fun for me. I really had such a great time. Obviously, it couldn't have been possible without Narc reaching out and opening up his home to us. That really is what kind of seals the deal and makes it really possible for things like this to happen. It does take a leap of faith inviting strangers into your home and kind of opening it up that way, but they were so hospitable. Really great to hang out with all of them. And I don't know. I'm trying to talk off the cuff here so it comes off a little more genuine. But it's not working because I am not a good public speaker, as it was shown in the beginning of this video, and now it's happening in the end. So maybe I'll just send them a Hallmark card. All right, I'm losing it. Thank you, Craig and company. It was great to meet you. I really appreciate it. Hope we can do it again. Ed, it was awesome meeting you. Hopefully I lived up to a shred of the regard that you hold me in. I know it's very high esteem, that pedestal. Hopefully I showed you that not only can I be that golden god you worship, but I can be down here with the rest of you too. I'm an everyman. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's end there. Bye.